So our next exercise is called a tendu. And I'm going to spend a fair amount of time really dissecting this, because if you can learn to do a clean tendu, the rest of your bar work can be clean because it's all built on the same principles, okay? So let's go ahead and open up our toes to the side for our first position. We're going to shift the weight forward towards the balls of our feet. Here's the basic rule of thumb. Whenever the leg is moving in a forward direction, it's initiated by the inside of the heel. So I'm going to push my heel forward so that my leg is sliding out, my toes are staying on the floor. And then when I can't keep my toes on the floor anymore, I stretch the toes completely, and that is your full tendu. So come back to first position. It's the heel that leads forward. Always, okay? Anytime your leg is traveling in a backwards direction, it's the little toe that leads back. And by doing that, you're going to hold and maintain your turnout. If you let this happen, you've lost your turnout. You have to keep the heel forward, and if you led back with the heel, you'd lose the turnout. So the heel is going to push forward out to what we call the demi-point position. It's all 5 toes are on the floor and the ball of the foot is on the floor. And then we stretch through the ball of that foot so that you're really articulating every joint in the foot. And that's called a full point tendu. We're going to lower the toes back down and pull the little toe back to our first position. Once you come back to first, you need to reestablish the weight on 2 legs again. Obviously, you're on 1 leg when you're doing the tendu. That is the forward tendu. Then the next direction is called a la seconde. It is often referred to called side. It's not really side unless you've got perfect turnout, 180-degree turnout. A la seconde is in line with your first position. So wherever your toe is pointing in first position, you just follow that out to the side. So we slide the foot out to the ball of the foot, then to the full point tendu, lower the toes down, and then you squeeze the legs together as you come back in, reestablish your weight on 2 feet. Now remember when we talked about the front tendu, I said the heel leads forward to the front, the toes lead back. Well, we're going to go to the back now, so the toes are going to lead back. The little toe is going to reach. I'm going to show a side view here. The little toe is going to reach, and the whole leg stays turned out as you stretch that tendu back. To close, you lower the toes down, and then you pull the heel forward so that you maintain the turnout of the leg. All right, so we're going to take to the front, to the side, to the back, and to the side. And there's a term for that. It's called en croix. It's a very convenient term to have once you're well-versed in ballet vocabulary, because a teacher can show one part of a step and say en croix, and everybody knows that they can do it all the way around the clock, and they don't have to see it demonstrated every single step of the way. So we're going to start in our first position. Again, we're going to take our hands to the hip and 1 hand to our bar, and we slide the heel forward 1 and 2. We stretch the full point tendu. We lower the toes, and 6. We pull the toes back into close, 7 and 8. We're going to take it twice in each direction, front and 2 and 3 and 4, toes back, and 6 and 7 and 8. Maintain that turnout the whole time. Now do be careful when your leg is to the front that you don't lose the turnout here either. You want to always keep that heel forward. Then we take it a la seconde, out and 2, all the way through the toes, lower the toes, back down, and squeeze them in twice to the side. Then we take twice to the back position or derriere. Little toe reaches back, 1 and 2, full point tendu. Watch so you don't lose the turnout here either. Keep that heel pressing forward, and to close, we pull the toes down, we lower the toes down, and we pull the heel forward as you do. Also watch when you go to the back dancers that you don't let your hips twist on you. This still has to maintain straight forward, and there is a tendency when you go back to kind of sway open a little bit. So shoulders over hips at all times. Everything is nice and square. Okay, so we'll take it with the music. 2 tendus to the front, 2 tendus to the side, 2 tendus to the derriere, and 2 tendus to the side. Prepare the arms, hand to the waist. We lead forward with the heel to the full point tendu, stretch it, lower the toes down, pull the toes back in, and out, and point, and toes down, and pull in, a la seconde. And full point. Keep that heel pressing forward, shoulders and hips are square. Close to first, center the weight, weight over the second toe, half point, and full point. Keep that heel forward, toes down, and close. Now grow taller as you go to the back. Little toe reaches behind you, and full point, and lower the toes, pull the heel forward, and back, and point, and toes down, pull the heel forward, to the side again, out, and stretch, full point. You really want to make sure that you articulate through that metatarsal joint, through the ball of the foot, and close. Last one. And full point. Now your feet may start to cramp a little bit if you've not worked those little tiny muscles in the feet near as hard as you're working them as you have to work them in ballet. And